Hey guys, it's History Behind the Warrior, and today we're going to be talking about Armor King. Now, Armor King makes his first ever appearance in Tekken 1, where he's the rival of King and also a professional wrestler. Now, Armor King doesn't really play a big role in the first Tekken game, but he does enter the first King of the Iron Fist tournament. Now, during the tournament, he would go head to head with King, but he would lose, because when the two were fighting, his eye was injured, blinding him, so he was forced to leave the tournament. Now, during the events of Tekken 2, Armor King would disappear from the world of professional wrestling because he wanted to start participating in underground rings. Now, after one of his fights, Armor King would learn that King, his rival and friend, had gone into a very deep depression, so he would sort out and find King, and when he did, King was in a drunken mess. This is because a child under his care had died. You see, when King was participating in the King of the Iron Fist tournament, he did extremely well and used the money he had won from the tournament in order to build an orphanage, and it was going extremely well till this happened, and the wrestler was finding it extremely hard to cope with. So Armor King would convince him to begin training again, and to have him enter the second King of the Iron Fist tournament, as it would reignite his fighting spirit, and that it did. Now, we don't know how well Armor King performed during the second King of the Iron Fist tournament, but we are certain that he did not win. Now, after the tournament, he would return back to the world of professional wrestling, but all was not as well as it seemed. During the end of Tekken 2, Armor King had developed some form of heart disease, and it would actually begin affecting his vision and balance, but despite this, he'd continue to fight on. Now, during the events of Tekken 3, Ogre, the mythical being and god of fighting, would arise, and in fact kill the original King, shocking and devastating his friend. Now, although this had happened, Armor King had caught word that there was someone else donning the Jaguar mask, so he set out to investigate this new King, and when he found the imposter, he learned that this new King was in fact one of the orphans from the original King's orphanage, and that the reason he was fighting with King's mask was not only to pay tribute to his hero, but also to earn money for the orphanage, as there was no income coming in anymore. Armor King would then take this new King under his wing and teach him in the same luchador style, and the two would enter the third King of the Iron Fist tournament because Armor King wanted to go head to head with his student, so that way he could test how good this new King was compared to the original. Now, after the tournament, we learned that King's heart disease is worsening, and that he in fact probably doesn't have that much time left. Now, before the events of Tekken 4, Armor King would travel out to Arizona and was unfortunately caught in a bar brawl with Craig Marduk. His illness was unfortunately worsening, so he wasn't really able to defend himself in this fight and was in fact killed. So that's the end of Armor King. At least that's what you would think. A man donning a mysterious black Jaguar mask would suddenly appear during the events of Tekken 5. Armor King had somehow returned. Now, during the events of the King of the Iron Fist Tournament 5, Craig Marduk would be confronted by the man he had killed, and Armor King would demolish him. Before Craig Marduk could find out who this person was, he was punt kicked in the side of the head and knocked out. Now, before the events of Tekken 6, Armor King's protege, the second King, would learn that his mentor is somehow alive, so understandably he'd want to seek this person out and know whether or not this person was his former mentor or indeed an imposter. Now, after the events of Tekken 6, the truth would be revealed. King would learn that when he dropped a photo of his mentor, but there wasn't just one Armor King, there were two. So he set out to find Craig Marduk, as he wished to tell him, as Craig Marduk was in a graveyard digging up the coffin of the original Armor King, and when he finally opened the casket, he saw the original Armor King's body. So when he turned around, he would see the other Armor King and ask him who was he actually. King would turn up and ask him the same question, in which the Black Jaguar fighter finally revealed the truth, that he is Armor King, but so was his brother, and that the man that Craig Marduk had killed was his brother, and said to Craig Marduk that their blood feud was far from over. And that's really it for Armor King so far, guys. Now, Armor King has not yet been announced for Tekken 7, but since this story arc is clearly not finished, it's pretty safe to say that we'll be seeing this character in there. But it would be fantastic if they finally release some news about that release date too, you know. Just saying. Outside of the main story arc of the Mishimas, this is actually one of my favorites, as I've always been a fan of the King character, so you can probably guess how awesome I find Armor King. But that's really it for this video, guys. Now, if possible, let's try getting this video to 750 likes, as it's a great way of supporting myself and this channel. Now, in the comments below, guys, please let me know who you'd love to see. I was thinking about maybe covering another female character, possibly Anna William, but please let me know in the comments your opinions as well. Now, as always, guys, please comment, like, subscribe, and definitely share this video with everyone you know. Please take care, and I will see you all next time.